Hello and welcome. Today we're talking about the Pokemon market, and this is hopefully my first of many videos, but it seems like by the time I get around to making content, the market is going through some bullshit. Anyways, today we're going to talk about opportunities in the market, whether you're mad or not about the rising prices. Again, everybody rushes into speculative stuff, and unfortunately, Pokemon has got into that. You could blame really Magic. Magic is really kind of what started all of this. Pokemon too, but there's an increase in people wanting to grade their stuff, take care of their cards. Back in the day, I was, chucking Charizards across the room. I didn't know what I had. I don't think anybody knew that these things were going to be valuable one day, but why are they valuable? It's not because people are trying to make money. It's beautiful art and nostalgia. You bring those together and you have a cycle of stuff increasing in value. It's valuable because there is a backing of a community. There's a TCG game. Every card that has special artwork has a cheaper version of it. So if you're looking to play the game and build decks, you can do it very cheaply. But you want the valuable cards. You want the nice artworks. So don't give me that bullshit. That said, scalping and all that, yes, I understand that that's a problem. But you can't really fault people for trying to make money in a very greedy market. Distributors are fucking people over. GameStop is now having to charge market because they have to buy at higher prices from their distributor. Here's what you came for the video. Today we're going to talk about my favorite tag team cards and why you have to look into some of the opportunities. I hate TCG Player. I really do. Near mint means the card is in pretty good condition, but it could be completely off center. So people that are buying in bulk off of TCG Player, you are losing money in the long run, in the sense that if you get a completely fucked up cards, they might not be as desirable. But actually, centering is no longer really a problem in the community because sometimes I don't care if the centering is off. I like the card. Here we go. We're going to talk about some more. I don't want to talk about it because people are going to be like, oh, well, you caused FOMO. You caused the market. You are never going to see another print of Unified Minds. You are never going to see Team Up again. Okay? The trajectory of this stuff is forever up, whether you like it or not. Because there's going to be people out there like me with disposable income. Hey, this is only a $30 card. Look at this. This is some fantastic artwork with Celebi and Venusaur. Well, it's $100 now, but technically the market is $29. There's some less reputable sellers. You get the Japanese. All right, so we're starting at 22. This is a Japanese one. Okay, we're starting at 25 from a reputable seller. This is a little misleading. Make sure you're not looking at this price and you're looking at the market price. So market is 30. Most recent sale, it's at $40. 25 and then 40. So I guess maybe the average of that. Whether this goes up and down, as you can see in the chart, you could have gotten this for like half the price. Just in January, this was around like $10. So yeah, maybe wait for the market to cool off. It's towards the end here, it's like curving down. I guess some people like to use price charting and stuff like that. Let's take a look at price charting. What's the graph looking like? The graph is telling me that this is, whether you want to look at this like a financial market or not, this is psychology of everything, and this is what you need to understand. This is how the markets in anything work. Okay? We have stayed around $10 for a long time. Okay? And this is just bottoming right here. So people weren't willing to sell this thing less than $8 within the last, up until May 2021. Okay? When something is very resilient at this price point right now, that means that it's never really going to sell below this price point really again. people are not going to be willing to let go. Oh, wait, this is the wrong card, actually. Let's take a look at the right card. It's the same chart. It's a similar chart. It's a similar chart, but we're looking at $5. So here, this card, that the other one was a Black Star promo, but it's the same concept. And it slowly has been going up over time. Again, you're not going to see Team Up anymore. You're not going to see Unified Minds anymore. This stuff is on a trajectory up. And at a PSA 10 for $100, I see this card actually being worth a lot more than that. Celebi is iconic. Venusaur is iconic. From the movies, the anime, everything, you know? This is something that I probably would pay $200 for in the future in a PSA 10. That's just my vision. But I think I have 2 Celebi and Venusaurs off-center. But I think I pulled 2 of these cards back in the day. Back in the day, stuff was hard to pull, but it was cheaper to rip packs. And that's also another part that people are forgetting, is that we have this increase in this gambling mentality in community. That we shouldn't bring that into video games, but Pokemon did it by introducing packs. And it's essentially a gamble pulling the cards. If you're doing it for TCG, you collect the cards because you're building decks. But if you're doing TCG stuff, why would you buy packs when you could just use that money to buy the raw cards for the deck you want to build? And that's why there's a market for this. This is a good card to start at because you could probably look for a really good condition one on eBay for around $20. Send it in to get it graded. That's why you see a lot of these people that call it buyouts. They are not buyouts. There's only 2 pages of this card. There's not many people holding on to this card. All right? I'm not really interested in buying. This guy actually has a picture. And let's see, actually, this is not too bad. I don't know. Oh, there's like a nick up here. This is actually a possible 10 contender, but I'm not experienced in grading that much. There's always a hair. Somebody's always got a fucking hair in the picture, man. Another great card. This is sitting at $39 market value. And you see it's also coming down. Let's take a look at Umbreon and Darkrai on price charting. You know, and of course it's not going to be perfect pricing from price charting, but it's accurate enough where we have a lot of data of recent sales, and you could click on these links and go straight to the eBay listing. So that's pretty good. You could use collector, rare candy. They're all going to show similar stuff. It bottomed at around 13. So it had a little pump up. People were buying it at 20 and then back down. Up and then back down. So these little bumps in the road here are probably, you know, set releases that have just re-waved the hype back in. And then there must have been a big set release here, because it got people hyped. And then our new bottom was around 30 in the end of October. And then into January. Alright, so collector-ish. This is the data we're seeing from collector. Alright, so I'll show you 2 data sources here that are essentially showing the same chart. This is our over-evaluation phase right here. This is just pure FOMO. This straight up line. So I'm probably going to come back to 25 for this one also. Let's see. PSA 10s also have been going on this insane move up. But again, this is a situation where it's hard to value this stuff because you're never going to see it again. Once the supply, but at some point, all the buyers will be satisfied from all the sellers, and then there will be very, very little activity left. And when there's not that much activity, the price naturally starts to curve down. And that's what you're seeing here, is that there's not too much activity of anybody trying to buy this card any higher. Cards that could have graded a 10 have possibly been graded already, and that's it. you also got to look at population and all that stuff. That's, that's all stuff that you got to account in the price. But for me, $40 market value, it's on the way down. I would wait for this one a little bit. But again, this is all stuff that has ran up already. This Blastoise and Piplup. Big man Blastoise. Hello? Alright, so let's take a look at another card. And this is near mint. This is also starting to head down. But again, most recent sale, $13. Do you really care? Do you really care if in a couple of years' time that you had bought this at 10 versus 20 when things are that much further up in price? And you're like, oh, well, how do you know things are going to be that much further up in prices? Because this is what really this chart is telling me right here, is that even if it goes up from here, the lowest it's ever going to go back down to is, and this is the wrong card actually, so let me let me pull up the right card. But it's a lot of these cards have the same pattern, and this is why you see this run that we're going on. It's gonna calm down again, but yeah, we just kind of just started this run for this card, right? No one's really paying attention. I just picked out a beautiful card that you could consider right here. PSA 10 is $100. So if you could get this card at $10, if you go to a show, maybe a little bit below $10, most recent PSA 10 sales, $100, $120. This is pretty good. Pop report, you also can see the pop report right here. It's there's almost the same amount of PSA 9s that there are 10s. All right, so same chart. See, but well, this is only a year chart, but back in April of 2024, 5, 6, little dip, 6. So really people were like, this is really a $6 card. I'm not going below that. And here we go. We were on this run. It's curving down, so be careful with this one. It peaked early in 2021 at 100, corrected back down to like 50. So can you imagine if you had bought it at a PSA 10 back in 2022 at 30, $40? That's kind of insane. Because it's worth a lot more than that. That's for sure. And here we go. PSA 10s are just starting to run up. It's at $100 right now. Is it going to come back down? Yeah, it'll come back down. But you know what? If I buy it at 100 and it goes back to like 50, I'll just buy another one at 50 and lower my average cost. Like this is a PSA 10. PSA tag, whatever. If you get it in a 10, it's worth something. I stick with PSA because I like seeing the little. It's like I just like the way it looks. When I used to watch Antique Roadshow or Pawn Stars back in the day, a lot of that stuff looked like that. So this look is also just very nostalgic because a lot of the vintage Pokemon, vintage stuff, it's already like this. So even with the grading company, there's a nostalgia aspect in here that people are not considering. But yeah, I'm a PSA fanboy. Don't buy into the tag hype because PSA will just, if they start losing market share, they're just going to come out and be like, hey guys, we got AI now. Come on back. And you're going to come back like a dog. Lucario and Melmetal. I know we don't got too many Melmetal fans out there. But this is a good card to grade, make a play on the grade. But before I speak too much on the grade, could you just buy it and not take the risk of having to go through the process of grading? Let's take a look. Lucario and Melmetal. Let me get the right one, please. It's this one. All right. It hasn't moved. It has been literally for 2 to 3 years right now. Some were even selling at PSA 10 at $30. $30. $6 ungraded, $30 PSA 10. What goes up a little bit to 40s, but right now, well, there's some recent sales a lot higher. There's some recent sales that are a lot higher, but you could still probably get it for around $60. Is that worth it? If you're a Lucario fan, if you're making a long-term play, if you don't care that if it falls back down to $40, that you're either gonna not panic and be like, oh, like, you can't be in this stuff for the money. You can't be in this stuff for the money. And this is why prices go crazy like this, because people are not in it for the money. They're in it because they love this stuff. And these people don't understand, like, there's just too much demand and not enough supply. And that's why price goes crazy like this. Another grading play. It's on the move down, so you have an opportunity to cop this one. A stained glass. Are you kidding me? Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. That's not a tag team. That's 3 different Pokemon on a card. I don't think there's that many other cards with 3 Pokemon on them. And here we are. Stained glass look. So market, most recent sale, $40. So think prices are going down. This could be a move to make. This could be a move to make. And again, let's take a look. Went from $80 to $170. This to me, this is like a $300 PSA 10. Easy. I actually have this card being submitted right now. Would prefer to get a PSA 10. And yeah, I'm telling you right now, I will not be letting this card go for less than $300. Maybe more. It depends on if it's a card that I want to let go of. You know, it's not as simple as I'm making quick cash. Like, let me sell it now. All right, another triple bird trio, the Hidden Fates. Another fantastic set. All right, let's take a look at Near Mint. This is on the rise, but I would also be careful with it. Let's take a look at some historical numbers real quick. It's not the one I'm looking for. Here we go. All right, so this has been a $3 for that. So for the people yapping and complaining about the prices, you had years to pick up these cards at $4, $5, $6, $7. Can you fault the people taking a chance to make money, especially what distributors are doing? The people at the top level. It just came out that MJ Holdings is a piece of shit. Allegedly. I have to say allegedly for legal reasons, but allegedly, MJ Holdings is, by definition, to the community, a piece of shit. They've always been a piece of shit. Okay? Their mystery boxes only get value because when the sets are out of print, the packs are worth something. Their mystery boxes have always been ass. $100, and then we're on the way back down. It was selling at PSA 10s for $40. Are you kidding me? I would have eaten this up at like hotcakes. I didn't. I wasn't looking at this stuff at the time. This wasn't really stuff that was interesting to me at the time. And the reason I'm back into Pokemon is TCG Pocket, and I'll be honest with you, I've been collecting for years, but never thought to grade my card. I've taken care of the cards, but there's been times where, when I was younger, I would just take them out of the sleeve just to look at the card and appreciate how great it looks. You know? They were in sleeves my whole life, but the only reason they came out of the sleeves is because I took it out to enjoy it. People are not going to understand that, and they're just going to keep complaining. Bottomed out at around $7 to $10 card, and we're on the rise again. If you can get this card for $70, $80 at a PSA 10, I would say also another card that, look at this artwork. This is iconic artwork. Iconic. This is like, I already have one of these in a PSA 10. So this is Garchomp and Giratina is when I started. Is when I starting to get back into it. So I picked this up for around like $70 in a PSA 10 a hot minute ago. So let's take a look at where we're at right now. No way, dude. No way. No way. This is going for $400 right now. You understand? This is so. If I was really in it for the money, this is something I would immediately let go right now. The bottom of this card is around $50, $60. When I looked at that, I made a decision to buy it and buy it at a PSA 10, and it was around like $70. So, or plus tax and everything was like 80 something bucks. So if it went back down to $50, I wouldn't have cared. I would have bought more. And that's probably what happened right here. You had smart people buying over here. It pumped a little bit, and then it came back down because these smart people weren't gonna keep buying it at this inflated price. Came back down. They bought some more, and that was it. It was blast off from there. This one might actually be a little bit out of the picture. I may want to make some moves on this one, actually. Ooh, this is tough because, again, look at this. It's Garchomp and Giratina. Like, come on, man. Come on. Look at Giratina. He's like, sup? And Garchomp is like, please, dude, I do not need your shit today. And, like, Giratina's, like, just ripping a hole in the Matrix. And it's like, yo, you're going to deal with me today. That's crazy. This is almost a $400 PSA 10 and rising. And rising. And rising. So imagine that, okay, you missed the absolute bottom on this one in Team Up, right? And you know, Celebi is a good character, so is Venusaur, but you know, Garchomp and Giratina are a little bit more badass. But this I could see this being a $200, and this is the vision that I had here when I was looking at this and it was 60, 70, 80 bucks. I'm seeing the prices slowly going up. I'm like, this is a sick artwork. This is a sick card. I could see this going 200 easy. And look at this. It's way more above that. I can make a decision right now to let this go at a crazy profit. However, I'm not. Because this is an insane card to have in the PSA 10. And I know promos, old Sun and Moon promos, were a bitch to grade. And that's also people are realizing as well. Big man Blastoise over here. This one, Blastoise and Piplup. Let's go. I mean, okay. You could probably get it a little bit cheaper, but they're all like no name. Oh, Nora TCG. Before I go, this is a bonus. I wanted to show you. You can't afford the sleeping Tyranitar in battle styles. All right, here we go. Here's another fantastic Tyranitar card. Only $35. And you're saying, people are probably saying, like, this guy's talking about cardboard. Only $35? I don't have $35 to spend on cardboard. It's not just cardboard, dog. Get it through your thick skull, my man. We had a little dip here, near mint condition, Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. Let's take a look. You see the same thing happen. It was really hyped. Came back down to reality. The market agreed that this is fair value is around $50 of this card in a PSA 10. And then the TCG Pocket Mayhem around this part, and then this is the beginning of the increase right here. The beginning of the increase. If you could find a PSA 10 within these price ranges right here, anywhere from $70 to $100, this is a great pickup. In that price range. Because like I said, it's not as badass as Garchomp and Giratina, but definitely a possible $200 card. Maybe a little bit less. Sableye, maybe not the biggest of the fan, but he's holding like a big jewel. The artwork looks sick. You could see him like zoomed in. like through the jewel, the see-through of the jewel, and then you could see Tyranitar's eyes. This is sick. I'm gonna cause a ton of FOMO when I make this video, honestly. Raichu and Alolan Raichu. Simple artwork, nothing too crazy. Just started going on the moves. Let's take a look at this one as well. Take a look at this one as well. You see, I like this more than the actual alternate art that's here. You know, it's cool, but it's just gone up a little too much. Like $200 for this for the raw grade, it's a little high. But this is no problem. This is no problem for me. And like I said, this is just starting. This is just starting to go on its own run. So again, around $40 it bottomed at a PSA 10. And ungraded, it hasn't even gone on its run on ungraded, but PSA 10 because people would rather avoid the hassle of gambling on buying a bunch of these and sending them into grade. Same with the Giratina as well. The Giratina is probably going to come back to like $200, something like that. Espeon and Deoxys. Hello. You can't tell me you wouldn't want this card. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is more beautiful than some newer sets, all illustration rares. Just the beginning of this year. $60. Could have gotten this in a PSA 10 at $60. Another version of the Giratina and Garchomp in Unified Minds. Great card. Great card if you can pick it up raw or graded. Like I said, a lot of people go straight for the graded one right now because those have the most potential for growth. Easier to sell in the sense that people will immediately be attracted to an already graded card rather than a like a raw card that they have to kind of like worry about in the sense of storage and things like that. So let's take a look at this guy. Same thing. This one is just starting on its run, but wag me. If you know, you know. Enjoy the rest of your day. And put stuff in the comments. Let's have a conversation about this. What do you think? And what cards are you looking at? Or maybe don't tell us. That might drive up the market. Just kidding. Come on. Don't gatekeep like some of these people. Alright, I'm peacing out.